What's going on, everybody? I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and I'm very excited to take a look at Jody from Just One More Watches' brand new business, Erebus Watches. Now, full disclosure, Jody is not just someone I consider a colleague in this watch YouTube space, but he's someone I truly do look up to as a businessman, as someone in the horological sphere of influence. But also I consider him a very good friend of mine. He's a great person. I always joke on this channel that he is the nicest person in the business, and that's not a joke, it's true. He truly is just a truly kind person who I wish the best for. So I do want to kind of start this episode off by saying I hope Erebus Watches blows up. I hope that he crushes it, and I hope he sells every single watch he ever designs because he deserves it. He's an incredible person. Now, with that being said, there was no money exchanged for this review. So I'm not being paid for my opinion here. I'm not being paid to produce this content. The watches that I'm taking a look at today, I'm not even keeping. Okay, so we're keeping this as kosher as possible, and he told me to let him have it. He told me to be as honest as possible, and just say it how it is. And you know that that's what I do here on this channel. You know that that's what Jody does on his channel. So I'm going to tell you my opinions, good and bad, on this watch. But I do want to disclose that Jody is not just a colleague; he is a personal friend of mine, and I hope he crushes it. So without further ado, let's take a look at an Erebus watch from Jody of Just One More Watch. It is 11:54 a.m. Let's get down to business.
In today's saturated market of wristwatches, this Erebus Origin truly stands out as a meticulously crafted piece from the mind of a man who's crazy about watches. From its design aesthetics to its functional capabilities, this wristwatch seems to cater to both watch enthusiasts like you and I, and someone who wants just one more watch. Starting with its size, the 41mm case diameter fits into the sweet spot for most wrist sizes, ensuring that it's neither too bulky nor too slender. And again, on this channel, I always talk about how 40mm seems to be the sweet spot, and 1mm larger doesn't seem to overdo it. The lug-to-lug measurement of 47mm further complements this, ensuring it's a comfortable fit, but not overhanging the sides of your wrist. With a lug width of 20mm, it provides options for many different straps. The 12.7mm thickness is reasonable for a watch of this caliber, adding to a robust feel without being overly cumbersome. Again, I want a tough, durable dive watch, but I don't necessarily want a hockey puck on my wrist. The choice of material speaks volumes about its quality. The brushed 316L stainless steel case offers a blend of durability and elegance, resisting corrosion while providing a sleek aesthetic. This is perfectly complemented by the brushed ceramic 120-click bezel. Not only is the ceramic resistant to scratches, but the 120-click feature makes it precise and satisfying to use, especially for divers, or someone who just wants to time their pizza rolls in the oven. A standout feature of this watch is the flat sapphire crystal with anti-reflective coating, and you all know sapphire is synonymous with scratch resistance in the watch world. It ensures longevity and a clear view of the beautifully textured dial at all times. The bold and unique handset accentuates that dial, making it both functional, highly visible, and very appealing to my eye at least. As for nighttime visibility or low light conditions, the BGW9 Superluminova on the hands and indexes really do glow quite well, and that's actually saying something because BGW9 is very hit or miss in my experience. The bracelet of the watch deserves a special mention. The milled H-link fully brushed coupled with a quick-release spring bar not only enhances the overall aesthetic, but also ensures ease of use and adjustment, and let's say you don't even want it on a bracelet, well, those quick-release help a lot. Now, one thing I want to mention when it comes to this bracelet is that it's very comfortable without any pinching and no hair pulling, which is super important to me. The fully milled and brushed clasp with the diver's extension further solidifies this watch as a reliable companion for those who are kind of adventurous, or maybe you just want to get wet. Speaking of adventures and getting wet, this watch with its 200-meter water resistance rating is ready to accompany you in any underwater escapade, be it diving, snorkeling, or just a casual swim. The watch is powered by an NH35 Seiko Instruments movement. It's automatic, it's reliable, it's durable, it's accurate enough. This is a true workhorse movement, and we've seen it in a lot of Microbrand watches on this channel. That could be a good thing or a bad thing. We're going to talk about that in a moment. Lastly, the 2-year international warranty provides additional peace of mind, ensuring that the brand stands firmly behind its product. Good job, Jody. Now let's get into the pros and cons. The first pro is the bezel, okay? Very positive ratcheting feel, won't back out on you, and the ceramic inlay is very, very nice and satisfying to look at. I like that it's not super glossy and it adds a nice matte finish. Just a very functional thing to have on the watch, and I would definitely give it my seal of approval. The sapphire is, again, a very nice thing for a watch that's very affordable. It's nice to have good materials, so sapphire crystal, that's not something anybody will complain about, trust me. It's a very comfortable bracelet that doesn't pull hair. Movement is good. I mean, it's an NH35, it's a workhorse movement that's reliable while still keeping costs down. I absolutely love the 6 o'clock date that has to be on the pros section. And then finally, the spec to price ratio is incredible. It's unbeatable, and I would expect nothing less from a guy like Jody, who spends a whole lot of time with a ton of different watches. Leave it to him to come up with a watch that has incredible specs, total spec monster, and keeping the price reasonable. Now let's jump into the cons. Okay, the first con is that some people might prefer something smaller than 41 millimeters. Now, on this channel, I always say that 40 millimeters seems to be the sweet spot, and it seems to work for a variety of wrist sizes. Now, I don't think 1 millimeter extra will wear that much larger, but I know for a fact there are people that are diehard and dead set that watch my channel that will not wear anything above 40 millimeters, period. So that's something to take into consideration. The next con is that the handset, while I love being bold and broad, and I like the square that is on the tip of the second hand, because I think it makes total sense. The indexes are all squared off, so I think it's nice having a square rotating along that dial on the second hand. Some people might not like that. They might want something a bit more thin and delicate, I should say, but I think that it works perfectly well. And the final con is that this is the quintessential dive watch. For those of you who aren't into Microbrand diver archetypes, you will not be interested in this watch. This is the archetype of a diver. It is very solid, and it does have that very Microbrand NH35 movement. Why do I say this is a good thing and a bad thing? Well, it's good because it's a good movement. It's bad because we see this movement all the time, and some people might be sick of it, especially when it comes to Microbrand watches. That's just something to take into consideration. I don't really think it's a bad thing, but it is something that would land it on the cons list if you're looking for something different, like fully different. So in conclusion, when we look at this Erebus Origins pros and cons, the specs versus the price, we see that it's not just a mere time-telling device, but a blend of craftsmanship, functionality, style, solid build construction, and affordability. Whether you're a diver or watch aficionado or just someone looking for a reliable timepiece, this watch seems to tick all the right boxes. And it comes from a person that is incredibly knowledgeable about watches, that spends a lot of time with many different kinds of watches, and someone I personally trust. So Jody, thank you very much for sending me these watches. I'm honored to be someone that can review your watches as a fellow watch reviewer and as a friend. I'm a fan of this watch, and I hope you totally crush it with this business. I'm very excited for you. And to the viewers, thank you for watching my channel and supporting Jody in all his endeavors. None of us, I'm going to speak for the watch YouTube community, none of us can do any of this without our supporters and our viewers. And I just want to thank all of you guys, whether you are fans of Jody, fans of mine, fans of just watches as a whole. We love each and every one of you. Thanks for hanging out with me here. Thank you for supporting Jody. And I'll catch you on the next one, guys. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay blessed. I'm Jory Goodman, the Time Teller, and always remember, I didn't invent time. I just tell it.